Hi, everybody. Today, let's talk about my top 10 favorite books. As a librarian, I get asked that all the time. What are your favorite books? And I always say asking a librarian what her favorite books are is like asking a mother who her favorite children are. And it certainly sometimes depends on the day. So, but I've tried the other day to come up with a list of my top 10 books. And I thought it would be fun then to do a book talk on each of those. So I think what it comes to is that these are all books that I have come back to over and over. They mean something to me very personally. So the first one on top of the list, and these are not really in order, but the top one on the list is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. Maya wrote this is the first of her autobiography, but there's a whole series throughout most of her life. Her life was extraordinarily interesting. She knew people like Martin Luther King and Billie Holiday. She knew a lot of the artists from the Harlem Renaissance. She's a little younger than they are, but so they were kind of at the end when she was young, and so she knew a lot of them. She was also an African freedom fighter. She had married someone from Africa, and she moved there and lived there for quite a while. So very, very interesting. She actually came back to the United States when Martin Luther King asked her to come back and work with him. So she thought that was important, to come back and help with the civil rights movement here in the United States. She was an extremely wise lady, and so there's so many things, so many lessons to be learned from her autobiographies. I came to know it when I was a freshman in college a million years ago, and an education professor of mine actually suggested this book to me. And he said, I think it will really change the way you think about teaching. And I think that if you keep the lesson really that this has to teach in mind as throughout your career, it'll really influence your teaching. And it absolutely has. The line actually comes from a Paul Laurence Dunbar poem, the I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. It's a poem called Sympathy. But part of it says, I know why the caged bird sings, ah, me. When his wing is bruised and his bosom sore, when he beats his bars and he would be free. It is not a carol of joy or glee. And there's another line in the poem that talks about the bird beating his wings against the bars until they're bloody. So I think about this idea a lot, that just because someone is singing, just because they appear to be happy, they appear to be doing everything right, they appear to be successful, that we don't want them in that cage. And I just never wanted to be that teacher. I never wanted to be the teacher where my students felt that they were in a cage, or that they had to be in that cage in order to be successful. So it has always meant a great deal to me, and something I have kept in mind throughout my entire career. So you will love Maya Angelou. Like I said earlier, she's a very wise lady. Her autobiography is very interesting. You will love this one. This is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou.